Okay, so we'll see if some of you are joining, but happy to open this community meeting. If I'm not wrong, community meeting number 37 already. And the meeting, as usual, is recorded. And now, as we do for each of the latest meetings, we'll replay the recording next week, the same day, same hour, for the people who have not been able to join us live. And it will be next week as well, available on YouTube. All right. So before we start, I don't know if the people in the room would like to take the mic, introduce themselves, or just share, some information on why they are joining us today on this community meeting. If you have any question, ideas, or expectation, feel free to tell us and take the mic. We really like live conversation, so don't hesitate, please. Otherwise, and if you have a bad bandwidth or mic issue, we'll move forward on some, activities, news update on Microcks side. I don't know what we're going to start on, by the way, to be honest, because we've been very in a rush today, but always some information to share. Let's see the link I have prepared, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we can start with the release of the 1.15 release candidate number one.
Mhm.
That was done just on Monday.
Yeah,
So that's the freshest news we have. And
would
yes,
like to share your screen, maybe, Laurent, to show
uh,
it, because we know that there's not a lot of stuff inside, but maybe people can refer to it and follow what is on the,
yeah, so you should see my screen right now. And
yes, we do.
yes, so basically, 1.15 is a big release. I would say not really from a feature point of view, but much more from a technical point of view, because we've done really big upgrades here. The biggest one was a switch from Spring Boot 3 to Spring Boot 4 that took us a lot of time because we discovered many regressions regarding mostly observability and management. So yes, it was yes kind of hard and required a big effort to be able to upgrade. We also upgrade from Java 21 to Java 25. And the biggest improvement on this we don't have measure yet is from a performance perspective, because virtual threads were introduced in Java 21, but Java 25 is the first JDK that really implements them, I would say, as they should have been from start, without pinging and sticking to the carrier threads. So it should bring a lot of performance enhancement. In this release, we also upgrade from Angular 19 to Angular 21. We also upgrade from Quarkus 3.20, I think, to something like Quarkus 3 to 33. So here again, a big gap, and yes, big improvements regarding the startup time still and the memory management, but also yeah, some of the stuff like compressions and so on and so forth. So yeah, definitely a big issue regarding yes, the technical foundations that have been upgraded to the latest and greatest.
Yeah, and all the stuff that need to be changed to follow all those massive, let's say, changes on key components as well. So
Yeah, sure. It also involves a lot of changes on the M chart side, on the operator as well. And by the way, we released just also this week, this Monday, the Microcks operator with release, yes, 0010, okay, which supports Microcks 1.15 and which allows you to seamlessly upgrade from a version previous to 1.15 to the 1.15. So once you will have the operator upgraded, you will be able to manage upgrade from Micros 1.13, let's say, to 1.15, on 1.13 to 1.14 to 1.15. So we should be able to handle all the different situations thanks to this new release here, 00.10.
Nice.
Now, yeah, so now where we are in the release process, so we just have released the release candidate one, and if we follow the release guidelines that have been introduced recently, you see that the release candidate was for early June, so we were a bit late. And the final 1.15 will be for end of June. So end of June will shift probably a bit, and it will be probably not next week, but the week just after. So somewhere around the 7th, 6th or 7th of July, something like that. So stay tuned, and 1.15 is coming really soon.
Yeah. And also time to contribute and put some feedback on the pending issue that we still have in the pipe and the one that may come in the next release, because that's a nice way to prepare the next release candidate and what could be added from a feature point of view. We know that there is a lot of discussion, a lot of pending, let's say, feature requests on some specific topics. But
Yes.
we also lack, let's say, on some of them, some feedback, contribution, or commitment on the fact that it's something you need and you're going to work on it with us and test it, because testing is clearly one of the key components regarding new feature introduction.
Yeah, exactly. And we can make a call right here because
Yeah.
previous version of Microcks we introduced the ability to do the mocking and testing following the request reply pattern on top of async API. And this was a great work introduced by Adam X. We've done it only on one protocol, that was Kafka, but now we are looking to expand this feature to some other protocols, so typically Google PubSub or RabbitMQ, whatever. So if you need this feature, if you are using RabbitMQ, Google PubSub, SQS, whatever, we can, and if you'd like to help to contribute, we can also help you to step in. You can provide you with guidelines on how to contribute things, how to test things out. But we definitely need some help because propagating such a new feature or each and every protocol and being able to safely test everything with a great coverage is a huge amount of work. So we definitely need help. If you'd like, yes, to tackle this feature expandation on some protocols, feel free to reach out.
Yeah. And maybe regarding, latest events and so on, because we noticed that there is some folks and friends from India. We have had the KubeCon India last week. Based on what we heard, it was a very, very good event. Not a surprise because the Indian community is so amazing. So that's cool to have had some feedback. We of course have not been able to join this one. We need to take care of our travel expenses and so on, as you can imagine. But very happy to see the engagement of all of you and the feedback that we receive, and clearly also the objective to for the next KubeCon in India or maybe next KCD to do it in a, let's say, in a better way to better represent the Microcks community during this key and major event in India. More than happy to work with anyone who is local, India or any part of the world where you have KubeCon, KCD meetups to see how we can help each other. How you can contribute and do talks, represent the Microcks community based on your implication and involvement. We can do, small stuff like sending stickers, for example. So please reach out. Tell us if you have any event where you would like to represent Microcks or promote a talk or anything like that. Please tell us, and let's do that as early as possible, especially when it's related to KubeCon. It's quite a nightmare. CFP and so on is prepared so in advance that it's very easy to miss the good slot, let's say. Welcome Tanishke and Priyank as well. And again, if you would like to take the mic and ask any question or say something, ideas, or share some of your expectation, feel free to do it. I don't know, by the way, if one of you have been at KubeCon India, we'd be more than happy to hear about what you have done and seen if you've been able to attend.
I think Tanishke was in KubeCon. I
Yeah.
remember seeing a picture on the Discord.
Yeah, that's also why I'm asking. So I'm I'm sorry for that, but I know that he was, yes. But I
Yeah.
think he may have some network connection issue. I think we have a bad connection last time. I think if I remember well, he just quit. So maybe if he's coming back with a good connection, he can tell us more. But in any case, let's see for next event and next KubeCon. But we really heard very good feedback on that one, and the CNCF and cloud native community is growing a lot, which is really amazing. So that's cool. Now there's also maybe a topic I can share. Let me share my screen and something we can discuss further. It's this one because something that I don't think that we have talked about it during a previous community meeting. But as you know, and like for any CNCF project, but open source project in general, AI is becoming more than an assistant sometime, and we receive quite a lot of new contribution, PR, which are sometimes generated by AI, which is fine. We don't have any issue with that. But we also thinking about putting maybe more clarity on how we accept AI, how people can use AI to contribute to Microcks, like any other project. And to start with, because it's not an easy topic, because we don't want to be restrictive. On the other hand, we don't want to accept PR, which are 100% vibe coded from someone who don't know what what the AI assistant or the LLM have generated. In another sense, who don't know the code itself, have not tested it by himself, and so on. So in order to do that, we are planning to create an AI policy sort of charter to, let's say, explain what we're looking for, what we will accept, and what we are rejecting as well. Again, it's not an easy topic, and just to illustrate that, I've created an open conversation on issue directly on the CNCF Foundation. That's for the technical oversight steering committee. And just explain, let's say, the situation for us, what we found so far, and the fact that clearly on Linux Foundation, it's quite light on that topic and too light for us as a project. And a good surprise and a good point is, as you can see on this thread, we are clearly not alone, and we receive a huge amount of comments, questions linked to what the other project are working on and what they are cooking. And it's great because that's also the power of the cloud native community. You know, there's one issue, one common issue, and then everybody's starting to contribute to it, send information on what they found, what they like, what they don't like. And again, now the conclusion of that, as you see, there's much more, conversation over here. We are on a way to try to create a sort of working group and collectively see if we can have a common template for the CNCF project. So if you have any idea, any point of view on that, don't hesitate to join this conversation because it's starting to be very, very massive. And this project like Celium, for example, said, yeah, we have the same issue, and here is the VAI policy that we have created, and so on and so on. I think there's also maybe people who are planning. I don't know if that's going to be accepted, but to do a talk at KubeCon North America or a roundtable only on that topic. So it's clearly very important for us and for all your projects. So I'm just sharing that here because we have not published our AI policy so far, but we are working on it, and we will do it and try to respect all the, let's say, good advice, information, ideas, everything that, that can, let's say, leverage AI, but also ensure that it's not going to pollute, let's say, the project, because that could be a big pain, especially for reviewers like Laura. Don't know if you have anything to add, Laurent, on that, because it's a long topic and could be a never-ending story, by the way. But
Yeah.
it's moving so
No,
fast.
not really, but really the hard thing is to find the correct balance between accepting more contribution to be able to move faster and to be able to, let's say, to please more people who'd like to see more features, but also still being able to keep the control and being sure that the people who are pushing contribution will still be around in a few weeks, few months, when bugs, when regressions, when something like this arise. So it's really hard sometimes to figure out whether it has been correctly coded with someone mastering the prompts and mastering the architecture, or it has been totally vibe coded with someone who just throw a contribution right here, hoping it will be picked and it could have a badge as I have contributed to a CNCF project, this kind of stuff. Yeah, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah. Yeah, but we'll work on it. We'll keep you update on that. And we, like any open source project, we need to have an AI policy. So if you have, again, any ideas, any point of view on that, tell us, reach out and contribute to make it happen, because that's important. Maybe something else as well is, for the one who don't remember, we have a Microcks community repo where we share information from the community, from adopters who like to share with the others, how they install, for example, on any cloud provider and so on. And I just heard today a good news from Vaishnav. He have not been able to join today, but he have met and discussed at and during KubeCon India some folks from a cloud provider I didn't know, to be honest, which is named Volt. It's this one, volt.com. And this cloud provider really like, it seems that they really like Microcks. Don't know if they are planning or already using Microcks, but they're gonna contribute with Veshnav in order to add an entry on the community repo to explain how to deploy Microcks on Vault. So if you are using Vault, good news for you, and feel free to check it out, to review what's going to be published soon, and contribute to it or validate it for your own usages. And call to action to any user, any adopter. If you have anything that is more tightly related to the way you use or deploy Microcks by using specific dependency, cloud provider, specific version of MongoDB or whatever, please don't hesitate to create an issue here, open a conversation with the community, ask if it may be of use for the others, if you are taking time to describe the way you use or deploy Microcks. This is a really important repo from our point of view, and that's where you're going to find as well all the point and documentation, let's say, which we consider as maintainers not to be part of the core Microcks engine. So that's all the stuff related to community, by the way. That's also where you can find steering committee that we launched recently and that we need to boost a little bit, let's say, as well. Just hi to the steering committee members. If you see this recording next time, we'll need to catch up on that topic. All right, so I think that's it for me. I don't know if we have any other thing to share, Laurent?
Not on my side, to be honest. Maybe one thing I can, yes, because I was at an event 2 weeks ago and we had a workshop on Microcks,
Mm.
and maybe I can just share this. Is that here for this event, we just refreshed and complete one new repository that is called Microcks Test Container Java Workshop. And that is basically a step-by-step workshop to learn how to use the Microcks Test Container library and extension. So we already have the demo repositories, but the demo repositories, they are, let's say, a finalized demonstration that works from scratch. Here, what you have is really a step-by-step guide that allows you to just copy-paste stuff that gives you instruction on how to do things, what class you should create, what test you should create, and so on. So basically, you can see at the beginning, everything is empty. Here you can see empty folders. And it's a really nice way. We had great feedbacks from the attendees. It's a really nice way to learn step by step how to use Microcks. It will take you something like 1 hour and a half or 2 hours if you want to go really, really deep dive. But yeah, definitely could worth the pain if you want to try it out and to experience what it is to use Microcks test containers libraries. So I
Yeah,
put
and
the link in the chat as well.
yeah, very good point, because the workshop was fully packed. We have had very good attendees who really discovered Microcks through the workshop. And this material can be used within your company and enterprise, which means we know already some big banks who have, let's say, internal trainers, and they are using this material and workshop, and they deliver it in-house for their developers. So feel free to check it out. Doesn't matter if it's for your company or as an individual, but this is a very cool support for your learning curve as well, because it covers very useful topic, including sync and async API usages. So that's great. All right. So I think we are maybe little bit early today, but as it's very, very hot in France, I think we're not going to complain if we finish a little bit early, so then we can go and take a shower. Just for the one who don't know, I think it's all over France. It's more than 42 degrees, more or less in all the big countries. I'm based in Paris, and I can tell you that it's very, very hot, and I don't remember that we have ever had this type of temperature over here. So quite a weird week. I heard along that it's going to be better on Sunday, so I'm
Yeah,
expecting and waiting for Sunday.
exactly. Exactly. Yes.
All right.
I think that's it.
Hmm?
So yeah, have a great end of the
Yeah.
day.
Have
Of
a
you.
wonderful day, and let's catch up in 2 weeks for the next live community meeting. And again, we'll send back the recording next week, same day, same hour, for the one who have not been able to join today. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Have a good
Bye
day.
bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.